Good Saturday morning, everyone. It is September 5th, I believe, and we are enjoying a beautiful Arizona morning. It is, I think it's already about 80 degrees out there. Going to be warm, I think, this weekend. So I hope things are going well wherever you are. And we got several different things we want to cover today. So in the past couple of weeks, we've done kind of some, I don't know, what would you call them, life questions or probing questions on your lives and stuff. But today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've got some, like I mentioned on the announcement an hour ago, I've got some new revelations on the critter gun that I want to share. So I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. Do you want to say anything?
Good morning.
That seems appropriate.
That's all I got right now.
If you're here. So, first thing I want to do is, and I don't do this enough, and I apologize for that, but I want to thank all of you guys out there that support us by buying our products, by watching our videos, by, watching a few commercials on the videos, knowing that we make a few cents off of that. And of course, special thank you to the premium members. And there's a bunch of you out there that are premium members. And again, I say this every once in a while, but I don't say it often enough how much we appreciate that. But if you are a premium member and you are not getting value out of that, I want to encourage you guys. It's super simple to cancel your premium membership. Just shoot me an email and I'll take care of it for you. But I know that there's many of you that pay that $9.95 a month just to support us, and that's overwhelming sometimes that you guys do that. So thank you so much, guys, for all of the support. We couldn't keep doing what we're doing without the support of this amazing community. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. We do.
We do.
Yes. Secondly, we've got a lot of feedback already on the Zoom interview that we did yesterday. We posted yesterday morning, I think, from Danny and Dawn, and that was just so much fun. And so as I mentioned last night, I'd like to be posting those on Friday mornings, so you guys will see those hopefully on Fridays for the next month or two, because we're already starting to get kind of a list in there. And if you guys want to be a part of that, absolutely, we're open to it. So shoot me an email and let me know, or Vicki, let us know that you'd like to do one of those Zoom interviews, and we will absolutely put you on the list and contact you.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Brad. Hi, Diana. Hi, Kai. I think that's Kai Hamilton, K-I-E, Kai.
I think it is Kai Hamilton.
Yeah, I like that name.
I haven't talked to Kai for a while. That's terrific. Good. All right. So we've got a couple announcements that we'll talk about at the end, but I'm going to jump right into the critter thing unless you any reason not to. Okay. So last night I talked again about this critter sprayer, and if you guys... I want to make sure that it's showing up. If you guys haven't seen that video, it was last night's YouTube Live. I talked about taking this whole mechanism apart, taking this out, this off, the tube out. I talked about all of the details as far as doing that. But I was actually out there, and so I literally disassembled this thing last night on camera, and the 3 wrenches that was needed to do it. And then I was out there spraying with it this morning, and I was having a tough time. It just was not working correctly. So the first thing that I want to mention is I've just got water in here because I use mostly water-based stuff, and I was spraying some Total Boat Halcyon, which is water-based. I was spraying that this morning. So first thing that I want to mention is one of the problems that I was having is it just stopped spraying. It was blowing across trying to do the siphon thing, but just no product was coming out. And I realized it was clogged. Took this off, realized it was clogged. Then I realized that the halcyon that I had in the jar, I had not strained that for a while. So if you guys have, put your medium or your finish, whatever you're going to be spraying, in a jar like this, and then put the lid on it and store it up on the shelf, remember, strain it once in a while. Once I started straining that, man, I got some big old clumps out of there. So what happened is it pulled up a clump and it jammed underneath the nozzle here. So I had to clear that out. That's number one. Number two, I would really suggest to get one of these kits. I showed it last night. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, but one of the things that helped me clear that nozzle out was just putting this pin in this little handle and kind of clearing that out, along with the little bottle brushes. Those work really well too. I don't know, is that
really.
Not really showing what I want to show. Anyway, get one of these kits. It's like less than $17. We've got them in our Amazon store. If you need a link to it, let me know. But this thing was really invaluable for helping me clear that up. Next thing that I discovered was that when I took this out and I took all of this apart, I had not realized that the relation to this tip where the air comes out and this tip, not just this being up, but this was screwed, and I don't have my wrench right now, but if you can see right here, I'll point with a pen, you can see that that's backed off a little bit. I had this too far back that way that there was too much gap in here, and that made a huge difference. So once I turned this about a quarter of a turn and got it close to the orifice here, then it really started pulling out a lot more material. So that was another part that I didn't talk about last night. And then, more important than those, well, just as important, is I didn't realize that somehow, see, this is connected to this tube that goes down in here. Somehow, and I'm going to turn this the other way, this got somehow bent where it wasn't centered up on this outlet for the air. So this was off, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. It was off to the side. So I don't know if it got bumped. And this stuff is all, remember guys, this thing's fairly fragile. And so I don't know how that got off, but I started looking at it and realized that this was not centered up to that. All I did really was just I took a pair of pliers and I kind of tweaked it over. It was really simple to do. I just tweaked it over to try to center these two up. Man, that made a huge difference. So there's another thing that I hadn't shared that I didn't even think about. But over time, and I've had this thing. This is the only one I've ever owned. I've had this thing, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. So, and I've used it, maybe 100 times. I've used it a lot. So keep track of that. If that thing gets tweaked off, then, just kind of move it over. Take a pair of pliers, or you can put a wrench on it and kind of move it over. Make sure that these two stayed centered up. That was another thing. Then I got a call from Larry Carey.
Just this morning.
Just
he's here.
A few minutes ago. And Larry commented a couple more things that I hadn't thought about. He said that he dropped his. And this being just cheap pot metal, basically, this part snapped. So it's very fragile. You don't want to drop them. So Larry learned that the hard way. That was one thing that Larry said. The other thing is that when you don't use it for a while, this lid can get tight. And he tried to loosen it by pushing on this. And what happened was, because this ring was tight and he pushed on this, it actually, I'm going to lift this out of here just briefly. It actually bent this plate here. And if this plate gets bent at all, then it won't seal up. Oh, these silicone seals, by the way, are amazing. They really are. They do make a huge difference for me. So if this thing is warped or bent or something like that, then it won't make a seal, and then you're not going to get that siphon action that you really need out of it. So whenever you loose, and you can see my ring, I have never done that, fortunately. I didn't realize that it was that critical, but I've always treated it kind of like a jar of pickles for the first time. I just tap on it with a wrench or a screwdriver, and that's why my ring is all kind of dinged up.
I have other new rings.
Oh, and I've got a ton of them too. So every once in a while, if that ring gets too dinged up, I'll just swap it out. It's super easy to do. It just feeds off, and I've got tons of these rings. So, keep track of that too. But definitely do not wrench on this thing in order to try and loosen that ring. Work just on the ring.
Darren Smith says make sure you keep the threading on the lids and jars clean as well. Learned that the hard way.
Yeah, and my threading actually is looking pretty crappy right now. I really need to clean that off. I'm kind of pushing the envelope there. So yeah, there's another thing. Great, that's a great comment. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean, the cool thing is there are little quirks about this product, about this tool, but there's little quirks about a lot of tools. But once you kind of get used to using this thing and you really dial in what all of the moving pieces are, which there's not that many, and you get this thing figured out, man, this thing's worth its weight in gold. I absolutely love this thing. If it weren't for this, I would not be spraying any of my signs whatsoever. I'd be brushing on stuff, which has a lot of issues just in itself. But this thing was an absolute game changer for me. And if you guys haven't, and I don't know, what do they cost? $40? I don't know. Back when I bought this, I think it was like $30. But I think that they've become popular. And if you critter people out there are watching, I think I've sold quite a few of these for you. If you want to reward me, I'm just saying I'm here.
Stop it.
Anyway.
All right, Tom Watson said he puts Vaseline jelly on the threads too.
Ooh, good idea, Tom.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Jeff Dale said just ordered my critter sprayer. Should be here on Tuesday. Can't wait to play.
You're going to love it, Jeff.
Justin says, what's the PSI that you would run yours at?
It depends on the product. Now, I was just saying I was spraying, and I'll be talking about this on an upcoming video when I'm spraying the Halcyon. The Magoon sign, I am putting Halcyon, the Total Boat Halcyon. And what I found out is that stuff's pretty thick. And I got a tip from Darren. I think it was Darren Smith. I apologize if I'm wrong on that. But he talked about generally, and you guys have asked me this, is what do I ever thin anything? And I've never thinned anything. Helmsman, the Czar, the sanding sealer, there's no reason to thin that. It's like water anyway. But I've never thinned the oil-based Helmsman, and I've never thinned the Czar. However, Darren Smith said he was spraying the Halcyon. He sent me an email a while back, and I kept it. And it says right on the Halcyon that it doesn't need thinning, but if you are going to thin it, you can thin it up to 20%. And so I thinned the Halcyon, and man, it just made all the difference. So thank you, Darren. I think it's Darren Smith that sent me that email a while back. Thank you so much. But to get back to what I spray the Halcyon, I was right about, I went from trying it from 40 to like 75, and I found the sweet spot for me was about 60. 55 to 60 was about the sweet spot for me. Now, that being said, anything can change. That might have to do with my, the heat. Again, it gets hot out here, and it says right on the Halcyon, don't apply it after it's 90 degrees hot. So I have to do it early in the morning. So that might have to do with humidity, and temperature may adjust that. So you have to find, what I suggest, guys, start low and start spraying. Just take some scrap pieces, start spraying, and work your way up to where, and then work past that, and then you can dial it in that way. So this thing doesn't spray very much material, so you're not wasting a lot of material on just testing it and finding out where your sweet spot is. Woo, that's a lot of words.
Tessa says, Vicki, my total boat is stuck in Illinois. That's the USPS, Tessa. You're lucky it's only in Illinois. It could be in Quebec. Who knows?
Wow.
That's USPS. And it is.
And it might be UPS too. If she ordered from Total Boat, they might be sending UPS.
It might be UPS.
All of the postal services, guys. Although I know about UPS and USPS. They're all like, because of this COVID thing or whatever, they're all like running later than normal.
And we
FedEx,
had one,
I don't know.
We had one package. Actually, it was shipped to the UK on June 7th. And the gal still hasn't received it.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And that is something that never should happen.
Okay,
so, and it never will as far as USPS.
Yeah.
What?
We're at 15 minutes.
Okay. I am done pretty much with the critter, unless there's some questions I need to answer there.
Well, no, you've answered them all. There are different questions, but about pounds and PSI and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Nick says, I have an old pancake compressor. Sometimes I play with the PSI. Once in a while, I have it usually at 40. It's usually
And
good
it works
for me.
good for me. Good. There
it
you go.
says UPS. Yeah, it's UPS stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now my question for you guys. What?
Oh, you're going to do a question?
Yeah, so I'm going to ask my question for you guys.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to have
And I've been thinking about this only because I'm a grandma, and I was wondering the other day something that my granddaughter said. God dang it, Eric.
I'm going to put it right here so you can see it. Relax. Chill out.
Well, then turn it so I can see it.
Well, you're talking to the camera.
Okay, anyway. Stop it. Okay, so my question, the reason I asked is I was wondering, what my grandkids are going to think about me when I'm gone. What are they going to remember? So anyway, I want to know what you guys remember about your grandmother, your grandfather. What are some of the best memories you have of your grandparents?
Hair dryer.
Babe, read those later, please. Okay. God. It's going to be one of those days, huh?
Yeah, you're going to get it. Nothing. You're going to get
You're going to get
keep going.
Okay, anyway, so what are some of your favorite memories of your grandparents? He's already in the doghouse, Charlie.
Too late.
Too late. Anyway, so while you guys are thinking about that, Eric has some more announcements to make.
Okay, so you guys know that for the last, I don't know, what's it been, like 2 months? 2 months, 3 months that we've been doing the lives.
More.
We've been doing the lives pretty much 7 days a week. Well, Monday through Saturday. Yeah, 6 days a week.
A fist.
Fist. We've been doing the lives 6 days a week. So what we have decided to do through a lot of discussion is we've decided to change our schedule as far as the lives go. So here is what the new schedule is going to be as of Monday. And this is I still want videos every day, 7 days a week. You guys will see videos from us. But here's the way it's going to be from this point on. Just like always, we've done project videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's not going to change. So on Mondays, you guys will see a project video, but there will be no live Monday evening. On Tuesdays, we will do a live 6 o'clock Monday evening. We'll do the live. Wednesday, another project video in the morning, no live at night. Thursday, we'll do another live at 6 o'clock. Friday, YouTube live just like always. And Saturday morning, we'll do a live just like we're doing here. That's not going to change. And then on Sunday morning, I'm going to switch the Dave's senior moment, I'm going to switch that over to Sunday. Rather than being early on Saturday, that will be now on Sunday. So that's videos 7 days a week. Now, the one thing that will change, which I just realized that we hadn't thought about, is the Zoom calls. I've already committed to post those on Friday. So those will be posted on Friday. So really we're doing 8 videos in a 7-day period of time. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'd forgotten about that till so we will be posting 8 videos in 7 days. But what's happening is we're getting so overwhelmed every night of having to do the lives that is kind of taking away from my project time, because I have to start thinking about it early in the morning and prepare. And so even though there's not a great amount of time, it's enough that it's pulling away from our project videos. And that is our really kind of our bread and butter, is our project videos, but we still want to integrate these lives. So the real change is no evening lives on Mondays and Wednesdays, and that's pretty much it. That's really the only change. You guys will still see us 7 days a week, but just not lives on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I guess.
Yeah.
No, Tuesdays and
Tuesday and Thursday.
Mondays and Wednesdays, no live. Yeah. We'll be going live Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm down.
See, you got me all flustered.
All right, so here I'm going to read some of these answers. These are cool. So my question was, what's some of your favorite memories about your grandparents? Matt says Grandma's cooking and Grandpa playing banjo.
Cool.
It's like the Waltons.
Yeah.
Charlie Wooster says, quit while you're ahead. They'll remember. Brad says they'll remember you as the best grandma ever. Vicki wrote, thank you, Brad.
Oh.
Andy Littleton says giving. Pam Berry says long walks with Grandpap and cooking and baking with my grandmas. Jeff Dale says grandma's cooking. Let's see, Charlie Wooster says best way I know to start a morning and end a Friday.
Thank you, Charlie.
Justin says CT. Sun tea on the front patio with one grandma and going to the lake in the weekends with my other grandma.
Wow. That's cool.
Tessa said my grandmother had wild raspberries on her farm, and if we picked them, she would make us our own little pie. That's cool.
Wow,
that's really a good idea. I like that.
Idea.
I don't have berries, but I can make a little pie.
We've got figs growing out here.
Brad Robb says sitting in the back seat while she cusses out another driver, giving them the finger. That sounds like me.
That sounds like a Vicki grandma memory.
Andy Littleton says grandpa's woodworking.
Good morning, Matt. Hey, I just want to officially Matt Bay.
Oh.
I want to officially apologize, Matt. I really wanted to be on that live yesterday. We just got busy on a project, and I completely forgot about it. But you guys, go check out Matt's Facebook, and he'll probably tell you about it. But he had a great live with Cass Haley down there in Texas yesterday, and it was cool. It was really cool. I watched it about an hour late.
So Charlie says, you read my favorite memories of my grandfather are when he would tell me about the time World War II. Never really would talk to anybody else, but after I enlisted, he was an open book because he knew I would understand. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Remember when Grandpa
said World War I.
World War I. Remember when Grandpa Cliff used to tell you stories?
Yeah.
He had all those medals on the wall.
Yeah.
Nick Ward says waffles from scratch with homemade Loganberry syrup, being allowed to drive the tractor and riding lawnmower as much as I wanted, playing bingo at the Eagle Lodge. Oh,
Fantastic.
See, Charlie said World War II.
Oh, okay. I thought it said World War I. I misread it.
Oh, and Pam says, I love the stories they would share. Yeah, that's like listening to Dave. My God, he has stories.
So what do you remember about your grandparents? Any specific thing that stands out?
Well, I know my I don't know if it's maternal or paternal. My one grandma, she was 100% Mexican, and she would, when her sister would come over, they would just chatter in Spanish, blah, 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 and look at us and smile like we would know what the heck she's talking about. I think she was talking about us. But she wouldn't teach us Spanish. She said, she's an American and you speak English in America. But yet her and her sister, Maria, blah, blah, blah,
and she was like a rodeo cowgirl.
She
right?
was a rodeo trick rider when she was like 14. Yeah. So I saw pictures after she passed. She was a rodeo trick rider. I saw a picture of her riding a horse and she was standing up on it. Anyway, I remember that. My grandma Nana, she was German and had a German temper, but she was just a very
that's a shock.
Very mellow lady and was a really good cook. So, oh, thank you, David. He likes my shirt. I got this from Boston Mike.
Boston Mike sent
me that shirt. So what's your favorite memory?
My grandfather, my dad's dad, he was gone from the family and literally nobody knew who he was or where he was for like 20 years. And when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, right after we started the business actually, he kind of came back to the family and kind of poked his head up and somebody found him, and then and I got to have the last few years of his life. I got to really kind of learn more about my dad, but really have some good times with him. And I would go over to his place even when he lived by himself, and we would just play cribbage for hours at a time. And I just would learn about some of his life's adventures. He was a short order cook. He traveled with the harvest. I used to pick cherries and all of the agriculture from Oregon, and he would literally travel with the group that would go from harvest to harvest, and that was just that was really a cool time. My dad's mom, Grandma Frances, when I again around that same time, she was kind of the grandma of the neighborhood, and all the kids would gather around my house because Grandma lived with us at the time, and she was always baking cookies or baking bread, and always had snacks for the kids. So our place was kind of the place to go to Grandma's house and get Grandma's stuff. So it's just really cool. Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for sharing those memories. I love thinking about my grandparents. Unfortunately, they're all gone. But and it's funny because now I look at my sisters and I. We're the oldest in our family. We are the generation.
The last generation.
The last of the older generation. Yeah. But anyway, Pam Berry says my mom lived next door to us after Grandpa passed. I would go over every evening and play cards and bake. I love those memories.
Yeah.
It's fun to look back, and I don't think we do it enough. Yeah. My big thing is I want to know what my grandkids are going to remember about me, and I want to make memories that they'll remember forever. So anyway, guys, okay, that's it. We've got stuff to do.
Yep. So Monday morning, if all goes well, if we can make today as productive as possible, you guys are going to see a brand new project. This is Vicki's project, her biggest project yet, and I think it's going to be freaking spectacular. You guys are definitely going to want to see this. But anyway,
I'm excited.
So you guys will see a video tomorrow morning, and then Monday you'll see that video hopefully. But again, no live on Monday night, no live on Wednesday night. But other than that, everything's pretty much the same. All right, guys. Thank so much.
Have a great and a very safe weekend.
Yep.
Please.
Yep. Enjoy your holiday, and hope you guys stick with us. We'll be back. Live. We'll be back Tuesday, I guess. Tuesday night. So you guys keep sending me questions. Keep sending me the sign carvers of the day. And if you guys want to be part of that Zoom, there's a list, but it's not that long. If you guys want to be part of that Zoom, just let us know. All right, we're out.
Thanks, guys.
Love you guys.
Have a good weekend.
Have a great one. We'll see you on live on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.